it's Dustin with Tech MD. We are coming at you with an iPhone 12 rear camera issue. I've never seen this actually. First time for everything. This customer actually did not break the rear camera lens. It actually looks good. So when you put it on, not the wide, but when you put it on just, I'm getting blinded by the light here. There we go. Let's just take a picture real quick. That way you guys can see it. You see the cracks in the actual camera glass. Or the camera lens itself. It's very weird. So what happened to this? Did it just drop?
Yeah, it just dropped.
So he just dropped it and the actual rear camera broke. The main shooter here, not the wide one, but the main shooter. So what we're gonna do here is go ahead and turn off the device. All right, and you're gonna need several tools to open this up carefully without damaging the OLED. Number one, we're gonna let it sit on the heater for about 3 minutes. Now, all these parts and tools that you can find are under the links in the description. I'll also try to put it in the comment section for you guys. But basically, I'm using the CPB heating mat. And like I said, I'm going to leave this here until it gets nice and hot to the touch. And it's important not to do more than 80 degrees Celsius. Anything above that, you start burning the OLED, and you don't want to do that. That's what makes the iPhone 12 extra difficult to separate the screen here. But as you can see here, it's just a nice big mat that you can do all kinds of different devices, including iPads and tablets and you name it. So there's a few things that you're gonna need. Isopropyl alcohol, we just put these in these little bottles here with the nice needle. This is gonna help loosen up the glue. And it's totally gonna get my paper wet, but what can we do? Oh, I know what we're gonna do. We can put a rag down. Just got some more from Costco. So for now, I'm just gonna use a blue towel to help soak up the alcohol. You don't really need to. It does evaporate quite quickly. We're going to need a pentalobe screwdriver. And there's a couple options. You could use Apple's official heater and it warms up the sides and things expensive. You really don't need to actually do that. The important thing is to try to get your phone off if you can. If your screen's broken, you don't have to actually make an extra effort unless you want to salvage the LCD or the OLED, excuse me, which a lot of times if you do have a broken screen, you can send that in and get a credit for it from like Mobile Centrics or Injure Gadgets. But what we're doing here is just a camera replacement. It's nothing else. If you need to do other repairs, we have other videos on our channel. So if you're curious about how to do that, you know, just please go ahead and watch some others. I'm going to be trying to playlist everything for you guys to make things nice and simple. So while we're just waiting for that, a couple more other tools. The iPlastix tool can help open up the device. There's another tool called grip tool. It's nice and thin. Here's my iFlex as well. So it has a nice long metal blade here that really helps us getting into the device. An iseasmo tool or some kind of opening tool can also help your efforts. And also a plastic spudger is going to help your efforts as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and insert our tool here. Just like so, and just run some alcohol. What we're doing here is just trying to open it up a little bit. We're going to run our tool, open it up a little bit, and you can still see some alcohol on the edges. This is going to help loosen up that glue inside. I can actually feel the sides opening up on me. Believe it or not, you could do this without heat, but you're crazy if you try. All right, now we're towards the bottom, but there's one important thing I did forget is our pentalobe driver. We do want to remove a couple of those screws here on the bottom so we can lift the bottom up without breaking it. Just set our screws aside. Okay, a little bit more alcohol. All right, that one side's open now. All right, now that we got the tool in on the other side, we're just gonna put, once again, more alcohol and carefully lift up. Run our tool down the side of the device. And I get enough alcohol under this, or it just lifts right up. Now, what do we do about the top here? Okay, so it is gonna open up like that direction there. Just put a little bit of alcohol there. Then we just go back and forth until it loosens up. I'm just pulling on a little bit. Insert our tool. Insert our tool. Stupid dings and dongs. And lift up. And then this just comes up like it was so easy. That's how you do it professionally, guys. There are other companies out there that do it many different ways, but this is the best way I have personally figured out. All right, next is we're gonna focus on this camera here, but we do wanna disconnect our battery just for safety. And so we see a couple pentalobe screws. These are our Y screwdriver here. We're gonna go ahead and remove a couple of those screws. Go ahead and take our plastic spudger. This thing will just move, your bracket will just move away easily. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect our battery right here. This next tool is from Wholesale Gadget Parts. It's pretty awesome. I will link the tool in the description. If you fix phones regularly and you don't want to have to take the screen off, we can actually set this device along there, and guess what? It holds up our screen. Now, it's something I don't use on the regular, but I've been thinking about it. I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity to utilize this tool because it holds up our screen. Now, if this is only one time, maybe you could just disconnect the screen, set it off to the side, but overall, it's kind of a cool little tool. You can even use it on tablets and whatnot, and that's through Wholesale Gadgets Parts. I actually met them at the last convention at Mobile Disrupt, and they're a really cool team. You can get some really good parts there, and they have amazing warranties. I did a whole interview. If you guys want to check that out, I'll have that up in a little bit. All right, so next, since we got the battery disconnected, let's go ahead and remove some screws. And I like to try to keep my screws organized based on how I took them out spatially. So I'm a spatial organizer. I don't know if that one screw needs to come out or not. We'll see here in a minute. Yep, this screw does. This is a 00 Phillips, our first one that we ran into. And it looks like there's some spots all over here. Like there's some water that got in here. That's interesting. You guys see that? All little spots. I don't think that belongs in there. What do you think, guys? All right, so a camera looks like it runs to this piece over here, so we're gonna have to remove this bracket. That's our next bracket to remove. So this bracket is connected under this piece here. Go ahead and lift this up. Trying to get our, don't poke anything here. Poke that battery with the metal tool, it's gonna explode. So we're gonna go ahead and just carefully lift that away. And then we got the first camera we can see here plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect that. So I like to go underneath the cables and lift up, but sometimes it's better to attack it from the edges, just depends. And this one already came loose as we were coming up. I actually cannot see any damage whatsoever, but it is definitely behind here. Now, ideally, to preserve, if you're a repair shop, you can Dremel these out and salvage them, but I think most of the time people like damage the main shooter, and that's why they come in. A lot of people are not going to come in for a wide or a telephoto lens, as I've noticed. So if this is damaged, we can maybe salvage it in future if somebody only damages the wide, but I really don't think anyone is really going to bring in just a wide broken. All right, so here's our new camera. This one's from Mobile Centrics, but Injured Gadgets, Wholesale Parts, and yeah, all three of them are great companies and great places to get genuine parts. And if you're quick about it, you're not going to get any dust or dirt under there, but if you left this exposed, you're going to make sure you clean that off before proceeding. That way we can try to salvage it and recycle it in the future if possible. I heard even you can fix the rear sensor glass. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty crazy. I've seen some videos from Raw Technologies. They're a pretty cool YouTube channel. So we're going to just go ahead and feel the connection and connect this cable here. But carefully, you don't want to push too hard. We're going to actually crack or break that connector, which we can fix if you ever do. If this repair is too difficult, you can mail it to us or come to our shop in Utah here. Or press in and make sure it sits in there. Okay, now before we put down any screws, we're gonna just go ahead and connect that and put this down. And we're gonna go ahead and just test our work and make sure the cameras are working. This is something that is new to the iPhone 12s and newer. When you replace display, it will make that message. When you replace camera, it'll make that message, and also battery. So just be aware that it's unable to determine if it's genuine. And I guarantee you, there's nobody making these cameras aftermarket yet. There's just no way. They're so advanced and so challenging. So we're gonna go ahead and just click on the camera app and we're gonna be checking it out here. And it looks perfect. We're gonna also do the 0.5. And it doesn't look like it's in all the way. As you can see, this halo effect on the side here is kind of hard to see. But I'll take a photo real quick. So you see the little wide here? That's the camera not being pressed in all the way. So what you want to do is just press it in. But it's a little spongy, okay? Because it's not actually bracketed down yet. So that's fine. Okay, now that I'm pressing it inward, it is. And it's looking really good. The primary is really good. And the wide is really good. I'll show you guys. This is the wide of my really dirty repair shop. It's my office. And then this is the regular here. As you can see, it looks beautiful. So that's really it, guys. If you want to see me reassemble it and how to seal it properly, please look out for part 2. Thanks.